Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me again today for another card making tutorial. We're going to be doing a variation of this card today, and I've got a few things you've seen before very recently, using these punches to create these lovely floral elements. But I want to bring in this stamp set called Daisy Lane. This is an annual catalogue stamp set. So it's on the potential retiring list. So I just wanted to bring that out and give this another whirl, just in case it disappears in May. And the great thing about this is that we've got these two daisy stamps that coordinate with two of our punches. So we've got the daisy punch, which is quite a large punch. Let me give you a quick idea of how big that is. It's about 2.5 inches across, so it's quite a sizable punch. Okay, and then we've got the medium daisy, which is about 1 3/4 inches. Okay, so really lovely punches that coordinate with those. Really fantastic, and I really love this fern image actually, and a couple of really nice sentiments. I have to say I haven't used the stalk or the or this daisy much, to be honest. It is a cling set, and this is what we're working with today. Okay, also featuring some of the in colours. The in colours will be retiring in this collection. This happens to be Purple Posy. I did actually have a Purple Posy ink pad when they were first released, but they were withdrawn pretty quickly, so I don't think any customers were able to get that. But I did use it in the background, but you could use Highland Heather as an alternative. Okay, so that's what we've created there. We're going to switch it up, and we're going to actually use Rococo Rose for our card today. So we've already got bits and pieces ready to go. I'm just going to put that to one side so that I've got it as a reference, but out of shot. Rococo Rose, okay. On my original sample I didn't use a white layer, but I think I am going to for this one because it is such a darker colour. Bring in my layers as I did on the other one. I've also got some Rococo Rose cardstock to punch my flowers out of. We'll have some scrap white somewhere. Let's get some scrap white out now for the stamped daisies and the sentiment. I do have some soft sea foam, but I've also got some mint macaron as well, which I think would tie in a little nicer with the deeper pink. So we'll have a little look at that. Maybe we'll use both. Okay. And I'm going to bring in the stitched whimsy dies as well to add a little bit of interest to the background. Aren't these fab? They don't cut, they just emboss into your card to give a really fun look there. So the idea was to maybe add that into the background somewhere around there, just to add a bit of interest around the back there. And I'm also thinking I'm going to bring in some ink blending as well. So I'm going to bring in a brush and do a bit of that, just to sort of give it a bit of oomph. Oomph being a word, obviously. Okay, let's get cracking then. Put all these pieces, I want to keep that in front of me so I can see it. Okay, let's do the background stamping first. So I'm just going to bring in some scrap paper. Sorry, just working on a desk that's actually quite small. And my fern stamp and my Rococo Rose ink pad. So another one of the retiring colours, okay. So it's what's it called? Purple Posy. Oh, 2 sides to every piece of paper, people. Let's try that one again, shall we? So it's quite a bold pink, this. Lovely though. It's like a dusky pink, isn't it? Very cool. You want to twist and turn this as you go around the edge. So what I was saying was the in colours that are retiring. So so it's Purple Posy, which is the original sample. This colour, Rococo Rose. Then Terracotta Tile, which you'll have seen me use yesterday in the colour challenge. There is Seaside Spray, gorgeous, gorgeous, soft, sort of purpley blue, purpley grey blue, really, really lovely colour. And Pretty Peacock, fabulous. So really nice set of colours, but they will be giving way to other new colours, as yet to be revealed. But as a demonstrator, you see, I will get to find out reasonably soon, actually. The PDF catalogue becomes available to demonstrators well in advance of customers, so that we can plan what we're going to show you guys and plan tutorials and things. So if you are thinking that sounds like a great perk, then join up. The link to the join page is in my description. Sorry, I was just cleaning off the stamp there. Okay, so I've just done that. That's right, I'm just trying to think whether I want to add this to the card base, and I think I do. So we'll bring in our card base, which I've put down, and some seal. Put on a few strips of that. Doesn't matter which way up this goes unless you have a particular preference in the way it's been stamped. There we are. Give your tentfold cards a really good crease, like so. And then this is going to be our layer that we build our flower onto. I'm going to emphasise the edge of the cardstock just to help it ping off the background a little bit by using the dark Stampin' Blend marker. So by running that brush tip along the edge of that, and if you hold it in place, the cut edge actually wicks in the ink. So the slower you go, the more wicking you get. So try and be consistent. It'll just come in on that edge. And I would recommend holding it so that the front is away from your dominant hand. So I've got the front pointing off to the right, so that if I slip off the edge, it will go on the back, which is particularly important if you've already stamped something. But you see how that's sort of just given that just a darker edge to that. Just gives it something. Totally optional, but it's entirely up to you whether you want to do that or not. Okay, so that's what's going to happen with that. Before we do anything with that though, I'm going to run it through the die cut machine with this Whimsy die. So for this, even though it's not a cutting die, you use the same sandwich as if it was a cutting die, with your two clear plates and your thin die plate. So that's going to give us this really cute, well, it does cut, but it doesn't cut out, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we've got this really lovely cut embossed detail, and I'm going to use the Rococo Rose ink pad again with a blending brush, and just the slightest amount of ink. I'm going to take most of it off, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that in that vicinity of that square. Okay, that's all it's going to be. There's a possibility we won't see much of it, but we're going to go with it. So now we can put that onto our layer and add it to the card. If you wanted to add any ribbon, now would be the time to do it. We do have the lovely scalloped edge linen ribbon in colours, so those will retire too. Anything in colours will retire. Gems and bellies, ribbon, cardstock, re-inkers, ink pads. So definitely stock up on anything in colours as soon as you can. I haven't actually checked to see whether stuff is still available actually, because people who've shopped Stampin' Up regularly will know that those colours will retire, and they may already have sold out. Bring back in the Rococo Rose to stamp this large daisy. I don't even know whether this piece of cardstock's big enough. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's not risk that piece. Let's bring in something that's a bit wider. That one. Yeah. So we're going to punch out that one. The other daisy is actually... No, I knew there was something else I needed to do. Right, we're going to punch two of these then. On my original sample, I actually stamped one onto the background rather than punching twice. Makes no odds really, we're just going to punch it twice. Okay, have we finished with that now? I think we're finished with that now. I don't feel very organised today, I don't know why, because everything's in front of me. Okay, punch this out with the larger of the two punches. Like so. Just line those up as best you can. Like so. Then we'll take our medium punch and we'll have two of those. Okay. And then the sprig punch. Oh, I think I'll cry if this retires. Still not certain if I'm going to use soft sea foam or mint macaron. So we'll cut both and then we'll have options. Can we get a third one out of there? Yeah. Okay, bits and bobs there, beautiful. I'm going to bring in a piece of sponge. This is actually an insert from stamp blocks. And we can add some shape to these flowers. So if you rub on the back of each petal first, it curls it in. Like this. This sponge is a little firmer than I'd like, but it's what I have to hand. I cannot find my... the piece of sponge that I would normally use, which is a little softer than this. Obviously put it somewhere really, really safe. And I've got no idea where it is. I do find that you get more of a curl if you bring your tool from the outside in. Just... and then press the middle, then you get this lovely cupped flower. like so. There we are. So a bit of flower shaping there. I think we can bring in our card now and start to build some of this up. So the first thing to do is to layer up these larger daisies. Stuff hanging off the edge is always looking cool, so we'll get that one down and then layer the other one on top. Don't need much glue, just enough to hold it, and if you offset the petals you get this really nice full daisy. Which you could leave like that. Okay, just going to let that set for a moment, and I'm going to bring out some of the little clear epoxy gems. Use the frosted ones, I think, and I'm going to use that same Stampin' Blends marker to colour these gems. But I want this layer to dry, so I can put another layer on before we apply it. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Now we need to add our remaining flowers. So it will be these Rococo Rose ones. So I think we might just get those stuck together like that, get those drying, and while that is drying we can stamp and cut our sentiment. I'm going to bring in a shade darker ink. This is Rich Raspberry ink. I'm going to stick with the word smile and stamp that down onto that scrap of cardstock, and this fits beautifully into the postage label punch, which I've put down and I can't find. I must have put it away, which was daft, wasn't it, considering I was going to use it. Get that centred in there. And like we did with the edge of the cardstock, I'm going to bring in the Stampin' Blend marker. I'm going to put another coat of ink on this gem, and we're going to go around the edge of this. Okay, so if you just go into each of the little picot edges, just touch it, it's fine, and then run across the edge, you get this coloured border. You don't have to do this, I just thought it would be another way to lift that off the white background and tie it in to the rest of the card. Like so. So there we are. So I think I want to put this in place next, so that I know where my foliage needs to go. So we're going to tuck that in about there, I think. Again, it's peeking off the edge, I love that. Okay, we can add our central piece there. Just hold that down for a couple of secs because because we shaped the cardstock, it's going to want to ping back off. So if you just hold it down just for a couple of seconds, that'll be perfect. The merest bit of adhesive on there just to help the little gem to stick. They are self-adhesive, but a little bit of glue just helps it along. Probably could have left it plain, to be honest. And now we need to decide what we're doing with our foliage. Whether we want the mint macaron do we think the mint macaron is too dark? Do we need something more subtle? Or are we going to go with a mixture? Let's try a mix. Now I've got an even number, which I don't like. There we are. Right, I think I'm settled on those. Just a dab of glue under there. Then just, the idea was not to get it on the petals, people. I shall have to get that off. When that's dry, it will rub off. And then this one's going to tuck in under there. And under there. Realised I'd stopped talking, sorry. There we go. Okay. Something really different. So that stitching just sort of peeks out from the back there. So it's a very different look because the boldness of the of that colour. Okay, so there we have it. There's the two finished cards for you. Very different looks with the boldness of this pink. Few different things to take from that. So whether you want to do some tone on tone stamping or stamp on draw white layer, adding the stitching and the blending in the background, it all just adds to the effect. And we've got our mixed greens on this one as well. And I really like tying in the colour by using the marker around the punched sentiment as well. Okay, so I know you will, so just let me know which one you think you prefer. As always, all the links to all the products are going to be linked in the description bar below, depending on your device. That will either say show more, or there'll be a little arrow, a little downward pointing arrow. You'll also find in there the join my team link. Now is a great time to join, so you'll see all the new fantastic in colours and other new stuff and goodies coming to us in May. So yeah, great opportunity, and the starter kit is the best value product in the catalogue, just saying. So I'll leave you with that. Take care everybody. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you all real soon. Take care everybody. Bye.